VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is going to be my entry into Happyhippy, the vinyl guy, his 420 contest. He put this up a little while ago. It's been sitting in my favorites for a couple of weeks, and I just had some time this morning to kind of sit down and finally do a video. So I wanted to make sure I jumped on board and supported his channel. Definitely because he has supported mine for quite some time, and oftentimes he's one of the first responses I see on a lot of my videos. So yeah, just another one of those guys that makes the VC what it is, kind of thing. So I really appreciate that, and like I said, wanted to just kind of make sure I jumped on board and did a response as well. So let's just kind of jump right into it. By the way, really loved your last question. I think that's one that maybe it's been used before, but that's one question I've never seen in a VC contest, which as long as the VC's been around, it's kind of hard to find new questions. So I thought that was kind of cool, but let's just kind of jump into it and start from number one, which was giving a shout out to your local record store. There's actually two I want to give a shout out to. One is the Music Record Shop. All right. And yeah, these are the times that we're in when record shops are putting their names on the front of protective mask. My, how the world changes. But yeah, the Music Record Shop, definitely a fantastic store. The owner's name is Mark, absolute fantastic guy. And just a really cool shop, likes to do a lot of ordering, definitely goes out of his way to find different collections, and just an overall great shop. And that's the one thing I think, if you live anywhere near the St. Louis area, you're really kind of blessed in that regard, is because this area has, just a great selection of record stores. I'm kind of south of St. Louis, but really, it's just, we have so many great record stores here in the area, and the Music Record Shop is definitely one of them without question. So they do have a Discogs page as well. I've actually mentioned it before in the past, Music Record Shop. So, just kind of go there and check things out. Another one I want to mention too, I know you only kind of, I guess, supposed to be one, but I feel like I really have to mention Trusty Chords as well, which Music Record Shop is on the Missouri side of the river. Trusty Chords is right on the St. Louis side of the river. But they're not, they're maybe 20 minutes away from each other, something like that. So, but another good record shop, another great guy. He and his wife kind of run that. He's the one working all the time as far as being out front, and she does a lot of the stuff behind closed doors. But yeah, Trusty Chords, another fantastic place, and it really kind of sucks too with this whole COVID thing and all of that, because I think he'd been open for just over a year when this thing hit. So as a small business starting out, during a good economy, it's a fight to stay open for your first 5 years. There's a huge percentage that go under within the first 5 years, much less being forced to shut down shortly after your first. So definitely another great store to support as well. So Music Record Shop and Trusty Chords. So moving right along to question number two, recent purchase or find. So I just went with kind of the last thing I brought into the house, which is just like a day or two ago, which is this one here. Tammy Wynette's Greatest Hits. Excuse me. And yeah, again, a fairly common record. You kind of see this pop up all over the place. Kind of, mid to late 60s country. But definitely happy to find this copy, though, because, again, they pop up all the time. But usually just don't, at least I haven't found one that was just kind of in, mint condition. So yeah, it was nice when this one kind of showed up and it was in shrink and everything was still nice, and took the shrink off and it was just kind of minty mint, which was nice. But yeah, Stand By Your Man is probably one of her bigger hits that most people tend to know. But yeah, it's just kind of that 60s country, which is kind of a cool piece. But that was the most recent find. Or one of. I'll actually probably be doing a video tomorrow, maybe, just kind of showing some new stuff that's come in overall. Blah, 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 blah. Number three, show a book that's like a biography, autobiography, or just about a band or artist. Well, I chose this one here, which is The Paths We Choose by Sully, who is the lead singer of Godsmack, which for those of you that have watched my channel long enough know that's my absolute favorite band, which is why I have like a little Godsmack shrine over there, as well as the sun tattoo on my back. But yeah, I absolutely love Godsmack, and so of course, Sully came out with this memoir that he wrote, and it was awesome. I mean, this is not a book that, if you're going to sit down and pull one up and read for pleasure, you're not going to say, oh, it's such fantastic writing and but I mean, no, you're not. But if you are a big Godsmack fan, this book is going to be awesome, because basically what this did, and even when it came out, I was already a huge fan. And so he wrote this book, which basically telling his story from his early days in music as a child, through all of his bands, all the way up to the day Godsmack signed their first deal. And that's kind of where the book ends. So it's really awesome in that regard, because it really gives the history and tells all of his personal stories that relate to really kind of a lot of almost all the songs he wrote on the first album. So, that to me was just so freaking interesting, and I loved it to death. So that's what I chose. And I did get a chance to, when he did this, I was dating a girl who lived out in Boston at the time, and went out there to see her, and then he did this book signing in Boston. So I got a chance to go out and meet him, and got that signed, which was cool. Matter of fact, still have this in here. This is like the little thing they gave out to show which groups were going in at what time to get signatures or to get autographs. Him being born in Boston and everything, is kind of, definitely kind of big there. So we got those. And it was also doubly awesome, if you will, because, his handlers and all of that were, no pictures and this and that. And Sully was basically kind of like, screw that. These are the fans. These are the people that make us who we are. And he decided to take a picture with every single person that came through. And of course, people didn't mind waiting. So it turned out to be kind of an awesome thing. And so this is actually the picture that I took that day when I got a chance to meet him. Slight difference in height, but we're buddies. But yeah, that was pretty awesome. One of the two times I got a chance to meet him. But yeah, so that's a biography / memoir. Let's see. Question number 4: a video about music. I decided to go with this one here, which is a Metal Evolution. I don't know if you guys have seen this before, which I'm sure most metalheads, if you have. But if you are a metalhead and for some reason you have not seen this, even if you're not, this is still a good DVD collection. It's basically what's like 4 CDs or something like that, 3 CDs or something. But it's this guy from Canada. Oh, I can't remember his name now. I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, he basically decided to do this series about just what the title says, Metal Evolution, where he just goes through all of the different genres and subgenres of metal. And he's kind of, he goes all around the world, meeting guys, doing interviews, and talking about, just all these different aspects. So it's everything from like the hair metal days, and like, the grindcore days, the thrash metal, and just death metal. And he does like a different little, maybe 20-minute, 30-minute segment on each individual genre. And it's so freaking awesome. Oh my God, that is so good. And there's kind of this diagram that he drew out for it, but I don't think it's ever been made into a poster, which I still cannot figure out for the life of me. That would be the most incredible door poster. Like, not just your regular, but like the full big long 4-foot long type of door posters. I can't figure out why he never did that, or if they did, I don't know. But anyway, kind of getting off track. But Metal Evolution, fantastic. Talk about video about music. That one's fantastic. And question number 5, nominate someone for a prize where we just give a shout out to someone and that person's name automatically goes the into the drawing. And and this actually kind of goes back to the very first question when you talk about giving a shout out to local record stores, because being small business, the mom and pop, and just kind of on that personal level thing. So my shout out is definitely going to go to Billy Hurst here in the VC. And I'm connecting with that question one because one of the things that Billy has been doing, even though he's been kind of, out of work to a certain degree since this whole COVID thing started, once a week he had been doing videos where he's doing just kind of a charity type of concerts where he'll play for a few hours and get tips and donations, and he donates that to small businesses in the area that have been struggling through all this stuff. I think Trusty Chords that I mentioned earlier was one of the businesses that he did for one weekend too. So, if anyone kind of deserves a shout out, deserves an extra name being put into the hat and all that good stuff, again, especially based off of what you said in your video about um, talking to the Happy Hippie, the vinyl guy here, what he was talking about with his, connection with small business owners and mom and pop shops. Billy's name definitely deserves to be in there. So dump Mr. Billy Hurst in there. So yeah, there you go, man. Again, glad I got a chance to kind of jump on board. Wanted to pay tribute to your channel. Um, stay safe out there. Glad you're going to be able to. I think you said you were getting back to work on the 7th or something like that. You mentioned, so that's always good to hear. And yeah, take care, VC. Stay safe, guys.